All right, how is it going, guys? So I tracked 400,000 apparel stores, e-commerce stores, okay? And it's not looking good for them, all right? And I'm going to show you exactly why, because if we take a look at their traffic, we see that they are starting to dip. They are starting to go down in terms of traffic, okay? So they have a steady increase, but now it's a downwards trend, and a pretty serious one if you look between May and June at how much the average traffic actually dropped, okay? So when we then drill down and try to find the causes of this, we see that organic traffic collapsed a lot and it's down like 14% year over year. Okay. And you can take a look here at these charts, very serious dip. There's a few causes here. It seems AI overviews are really taking over what would be considered some of the apparel real estate, right? And because of this, brands are starting to get less traffic. Some product recommendations are moving to AI overviews, okay, and which is a bit bad specifically for apparel because it's a very visual industry, right? So these stores need to figure out how to overcome these challenges, and one of the ways could be through ads, okay? But then if we see, for example, paid search traffic, we see it's actually they're not really investing into this, okay? Um, and again, it might come from the conclusion of like, yeah, okay, AI overviews take most of the real estate on Google when you open it on mobile, etc. So it doesn't really make sense. So then the next move would be let's put some money on meta ads. And you can see in terms of traffic, or actually let's pull up spend. It's increased massively throughout 2026, right? So it has been a huge year for apparel, e-commerce, and meta ad spend, right? And now it's dropping again. And okay, like we have August, still the month is not over, all right? But even in July, you can already see a drop, and then you know look at the traffic, the same trend, obviously, right? Um, so, this can also be an issue in itself because we are saying that, okay, they're not doing anything on Google. They are putting all the money and all their eggs in the Meta ads basket. Everyone is trying to do this. Costs will go up, profit margins will go down. So they really need to figure out a better way of actually getting customers, okay? And I think there's a lot of potential here for apparel stores to dive into answer engine optimization and to figure out new ad strategies and something different, or even try to grow on social media, because that will really help maintain like the revenue or the profit levels for these stores, right? And then if we actually take a look at the revenue for the industry, we see that it has been somewhat stable. There was a peak in July. Okay, it did a bit better in July, but my expectation is like this will start to, even though if this increases or stays stable, the profit, which is obviously dependent on each store, will not look as nice as this chart, right? So definitely something to consider. And if I was an agency right now, an SEO agency, a paid media agency, whatever, I would go and talk with these stores because this is a main struggle for the industry on e-commerce right now. It's like, how do we increase our profit margins? How do we improve or make our ad budgets do more with the current budget without spending more, right? So we actually pull more money out of every sale. And at the same time, how do we capitalize on LLMs and answer engines, right, and whatnot to actually promote our products and, still get recommended first as like a trustworthy brand, okay? So that then they go into the second step, which is seeing the visuals and then completing the purchase life cycle, right? So that would be my recommendation. If you want to see this entire report, the link will be in the description. This is a very nice report called the Apparel Ecommerce Industry Report. It gets updated with every month with new fresh data points, and it goes over everything I've discussed here, right? So you can take a look by yourself. And that's it from my side. Thank you for watching and see you next time.